Hey, hey there, internet. Hey there, Eat Like a Bear community. If you're just finding us, we are the Eat Like a Bear community. We're known for weight loss, but I feel like what our real specialty is getting out and living our most vibrant life. And that's what we were talking about today, because for the first time in our 5-year history, we have a community wide date for our big goal. And here at Eat Like a Bear, your big goal, it's not about the pant size or the number on the scale. You might track those along the way, but your big goal is what you will be doing 1 year from now, out living your most vibrant life. And for me, before we even had a term, big goal, when I was like deep inside my own head in the fall of 2017, my big goal was to hike with my sons. And I got out on those trailheads. I made, pine needle vinegar. I was hobbling along. I was limping from a knee injury, and I couldn't hike, but I could engage with the vision of hiking, and I did just that. And I stayed engaged. I lost weight. I was able to get out and walk a bit, and so I started to do that. And then I lost more weight. By the spring of 2018, 5 years ago, I was out doing real thigh buster hiking, and I was not limping. And so my big goal, my own big goal to hike, has taken me all the way here. It's gotten me through really rough patches in maintenance, and I do lean into it. I absolutely do. And so I'm so excited because I'm seeing the extra fire with having a date set together. It's now 10 months from now. So I say, like, your big goal, what will you be doing in 1 year? April 28th or April 8th of 2024 is 10 months from now. At this point, what will you be doing in 10 months from now, out living your most vibrant life? The thing is, a good number of us are going to meet in person in that month. And that's part of what's getting extra exciting. Now, everyone's going to meet and everyone is going to celebrate, but some of us will be in person and some of us will be meeting digitally. And we're going to talk a little bit about the logistics of that, because it is truly the craziest idea I've ever had. And the craziest ideas could lead to the most ridiculous stories that we've ever heard. You never know. It could lead to the most profound changes. You just never know. I'm seeing already the potential for a lot of profound changes, even if, like, the trip itself ends up being crazy. I'm going to talk more about that. So we've gotten lots of questions about logistics. So here today in this video, we're going to talk both about goals, and you see we have lovely guests here to talk about their goals, and we're going to talk a bit about logistics. And so, but let me just scroll here and welcome everybody, because I'm already seeing lots of great comments. Ellen, hello, Ellen. I believe Ellen, I think you have a place in Leslie, Arkansas. So we're meeting near the Buffalo National River watershed. Most of us probably in Searcy County, but these counties in Arkansas are tiny. And so there could be some people in Stone County, which is right on the border, and we will see. And one of my concerns, so anyone who's planning to come in person, so the little towns, they can look close on a map, but be a long old drive. And so if you're not in this core little area, I want you to tell us what town. And if you're trying to get close to us, then we'll help you find something closer. But some people are in some seriously awesome places, and I assume that's because that's where they want to be, which I think is really great. So as an example, there's a town called Gilbert, Arkansas, which is right on the Buffalo National River, and I'll tell you, it is fantastic. And some of you guys should stay there, but it is a long drive back to, like, probably most of the festivities we'll be having, except very likely we may drive one day to Gilbert. And someone was staying in Ponca, and Ponca is a long old drive down to the core area, but it is amazing. So, like, someone has family in Ponca, that's where they're staying. I think that is amazing. But if you think, like, some of these things because you looked at a map and as the crow flies, ask. Okay. Leslie, Marshall, St. Joe, but I was just driving around St. Joe and got, like, that in-person experience to realize St. Joe has like 200 people, but it's huge geographically. And so someone in very North St. Joe is a good bit further than somebody south. So these are things to consider. And there's still some housing, but this is for the total solar eclipse. The housing will be gone. The housing in this area will probably be completely gone, like anything with a like actual structured roof. Okay, not camping. There's going to be camping, but housing, it'll be gone soon. Okay, so it's time to make a decision and lock in. All right. So because generally, so we don't have the itinerary scheduled yet, but I do intend to be there at least. The eclipse is on Monday, April 8th, and I figure festivities will start as early, if not earlier, depending on what we all decide, Thursday, the before, which is like the 4th or 5th, Thursday. And so, and then plan to stay longer after, because that day, that Monday after the 1 p.m. eclipse, traffic will be insane. And so I would plan to stay local and then leave Tuesday or Wednesday. We're not leaving until at least Wednesday. We're just going to avoid all the craziness and just like enjoy where we are, so not like fight against all that crazy traffic. And it'll be far easier to get plane tickets if you've made a longer trip, far easier. And cars, rental cars, it is like a state of nature in a tourist event like this. And lots of crazy things can happen as people are battling for the rental car or whatever. So we're going to do this, going to increase our chances. And I figure there'll be enough people there. If someone gets stranded at the airport, we'll have like the posse to go get them or something. If there might be something. So we won't worry about all that at this point. But my general idea, we don't have the itinerary, is that something like, say, Thursday before, that's the day that we go to the Whit Springs area, which has amazing waterfalls, and we'll do a hike or two or a series or whatever. But so if people are staying in Leslie or Marshall or St. Joe, that we get in our cars, maybe we're carpooling, and we're all going to Whit Springs. Now, Whit Springs would be a pretty great place to stay too if there's availability, but understand that it is kind of on like the outer ranges of this region, but it would be amazing. So there's that. Much like Gilbert's kind of on another outskirts area, and we all may visit it one day. So there might be Friday in Gilbert, which is right on the Buffalo. There's canoe rentals and kayak rentals there. We might not float down from one spot to another, but we might float around that section or something. I don't know. We'll work on these details, but then we'd be getting together there that day. And so all of these things need to be planned. I was in the region this week and had meetings with the Chamber of Commerce of Searcy County. And our community member, Mary Sinclair, showed up, and she's been a bear since before this whole eclipse announcement. And so she's a local, she's in Marshall. So I think she's our main boots on the ground expert. And it's so funny because she said in the meeting, as we were talking about all the different logistical issues, she said, this area of the Ozarks is going to run out of lettuce. And so the other thing we'll be working on is planning things like, how are we going to eat? Things like that. And so we have 10 months, thank goodness, because I think we need them. And because, by the way, I also have like zero budget for this at this point, but I'm like, okay, 10 months, get a budget in 10 months. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to approach even some lettuce companies, just say like, hey, look at us. We buy your lettuce. We need help. Okay. So anyway, I'll be approaching them in about 3 weeks. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, so this is the time to reserve lodging. If you plan to camp or you have an RV, if you have an RV, there's actually 2 specific RV spots. Email me. And I think Jennifer Morris has already expressed an interest. So Jennifer, you have like first dibs because there's 2 specific spots or two hookups. Okay, not like 2 campgrounds, 2 hookups that I'm like, those are premium and someone needs those for sure. So Jennifer will get on that. And someone else, if you are planning with an RV, let me know. So support@eatlikeabear.com. Sandra and Anna take those emails. And I just told Sandra this morning, if people email about this, to like be aware. Camping, tent camping. It's early April in the Ozarks. The weather, it could be cold, it could be rainy, but it could be great. And so we're going to just have to see. But I also have a lead on some camping spots that will be very near our core, very, very near our core, that don't usually get opened. but they are building new infrastructure partly for this event. And there will be 60 camping spots, which to me feels like a million jillion. I mean, that's great. And the location is truly fantastic. So if you plan to go tent camping, maybe email in to us to support@eatlikeabear.com. And so so it's time to get lodging. But I want to tell you guys, anybody who's like, there's no way I can do this, because I'll tell you, it's any travel, anytime, anywhere is expensive. And this is going to be a crazy time. Some prices are going to be higher. I think that for lodging, people are getting regular rates in this county, which is wonderful, but the rates are going to go up and up, and it's going to be crazy. And so anyone who feels like discouraged that they can't get there in person, we have 10 months to plan like a banger digital option for everybody, because everybody is getting involved. And part of that, and how we plan and the specifics of it too, is going to depend on like our budget back here. But you will be involved. And I'm very excited about it. So everybody needs to be focused. Do not be discouraged if you can't be there in person. And you guys, if you are near the Band of Totality, so Google that, Band of Totality 2024 map. You might be near it in upstate New York. Then you need to go there. And like, I have a family cabin near Niagara Falls. Well, go there for goodness sakes. And don't feel bad about not meeting us in person. Go experience the event. It's going to be amazing. And I want you to report like how it was at Niagara Falls. I mean, we need reports like that. So don't get discouraged if you're not meeting in person for whatever the reasons are. You're going to be involved. And I'm excited about this. I'm excited about everybody's big goal. I'm just excited, the positive energy of this. And if you've missed the twirling video, what is it called on Facebook? Name it and claim it. You need to go to the Eat Like a Bear Facebook page and scroll down a little bit, and you'll see a video, and you need to watch it. Am I right? So let's get you ladies. Oh no, we've had more people. We got Virginia, we've got Brenda. So let me change our viewing so we can see everybody a little bigger. Hey. Okay. Okay. Well, and I'm going to just look up here to see if we have some. I hope everybody who's watching has a big goal. And if you don't, there are big goal videos here on this YouTube channel. So be sure to watch it to kind of get in the spirit of what it is. But you're going to get a little bit more of a sense from these ladies here today. And, okay. Bronwyn is, I definitely want to be there digitally. And we are going to have it's going to be great. I'm very excited about this. So, and Allison waving from Canada. So if people on the East Coast, I think it goes up into Canada a little bit. So, depending on where you are, but I know we have a lot of people in here from the West. So, and okay, so, and Mia says we have a camper and need a spot. And so camper is at like an RV spot. So email in. I guarantee you I'll never remember everybody. And you need to email in, and Sandra will he's organized, put it that way. Okay. Don't count on me to be organized. And let's see. And you might have to hustle it. So depending on your, that's everyone's hustling their cabins and stuff like that. So I would get in and see what's still available. The state parks have, there will be individual camp spots at the Tyler Bend State Park, which is right on the river. It's a beautiful campground. And that opens up 6 months out. And so that's one of those things where you're like there at 7 a.m. or whatever the time is where they open them, and you get your spot. And so I would put that on the calendar as well. Tyler Bend Campground. It's really, really nice. So yeah, because camper, I assume, is an RV. Am I right? Is that an RV? So, okay. But email in, because I know we have 2 hookups. Let's see. Just looking at comments. Okay. So ladies, so we have some wonderful ladies here today. Thanks for joining us. And I'd love to hear a little bit about your big goals. So let's see. Let's start. Now first, Virginia. So you surprised us because you have rented a place. Tell us about that. But I really want to hear your big goal.
Well, things have changed this week. I mentioned to my husband, he knew that, the whole Eat Like a Bear community thing, that it was focusing on the eclipse. And that was all I said. I didn't really go in because I really wasn't going to go. And things can change between now and then. So as of right now, I have rented a place and on Airbnb in St. Joe. And so I don't really know, Amanda, where is your core? Like, I don't know how far away from that I am. How will we know?
Yeah, so in Messenger or something, because we don't want it, like, public
Right.
here where you might be staying, so you let me
Okay.
know, and we'll look at it on a map. Yeah,
Okay.
because at this point, Virginia, I mean, maybe you're just in the perfect place, but if you're, like, really far north and there's still an option to shift somewhere else, I wouldn't cancel anything, but
Right.
we can look around because we
Right.
also have on this video, I posted a link. I direct everyone who's looking for lodging to this discussion in the Facebook group because what we have a really great asset in that little discussion, a lady named Mary. And so she is actually the wife of the mayor of Leslie.
Oh my.
and
Okay.
and they have an Airbnb. Now, Colleen Kinslow has already rented it. It is amazing. What a gem. But there might be some more availability in Leslie, for instance, or in Marshall. And she seems to be pretty well connected with the people
Okay.
because what we've been looking for is the people who haven't quite opened up their Airbnbs on Airbnb because some of them only open their calendar like 12 months in advance, and those have already been opened up. But like the 9-month point is another common point.
Right.
And so she would know like who's about to open it or who hasn't opened it yet, who's willing to rent it out. And so she's a really great resource. So that's the discussion in that
Mhm.
Facebook group. And so anyone who's looking would do well to get into that discussion and see if there's any chatter about like what's left. In fact, in Facebook on the top right of a post where there's like 3 dots, you can click and it will give you the option to get notifications for that post. If you're still hunting for lodging, I would get notifications for that post and just see what happens. And I'd also just hit up Mary. So she's in there. You'll see people talk. It'll be obvious who she is. And now, she's like the mayor's wife and all that. And she's just a powerhouse. So just see if she has any ideas. And she knows this whole area really well too, so she's going to know like if something's close to what, that kind of thing. So that's cool. That's really
So I
cool.
found myself like super nervous to do this just for many reasons. As you know, my husband's condition, I have no idea what he's going to be like in April of 2024, but I'm going on my um, life experience, which is to do what makes you happy. And so I told him, I said, I, I sort of started the conversation with, I might be going to Arkansas. And he looked at me and went, Arkansas? For what? And I said, well, remember that conversation we had about the bear community going to Arkansas for the eclipse in April of 2024? And he goes, yeah, I remember that. And I said, well, I might be going. And next thing I knew, I was booking this Airbnb, which now I think I'll go in and change my dates. And then I'll see if there's any, where I'm at in relation to where everybody else is going to be. And so before I knew it, actually has 3 beds, which I think is kind of rare. And before I knew it, I had 2 roommates, and there's even a couch that might be taken. And I started looking at flights, but I was like so nervous to hit that button because like what if I have to cancel that? Like I chose an Airbnb that I could cancel right before the event if I needed to. But that flight is a whole nother story. So I'm still kind of like, eek. And now I'm glad I didn't push that button because I might have to change my dates. I had the 2nd to the 9th, and so now I think I will shift a little bit. But I'll tell you what, making this decision lit a freaking fire under me like I did not know was possible. I yesterday was like, it's windy outside. We're going for a walk. I said to my husband, I just like, the wind is not going to stop me. I'm going. And And so it's just really changed my mindset, and all of a sudden, like, Amanda, I've had goals before. And I had a goal. I may still have a goal to come see you afterwards, but I had a goal, and then all of a sudden it was like, "Holy cow, I have a big goal." Like, "What?" The angels sang, and, the clouds parted and the sun came out, and oh my goodness. So you do not have a big goal, you need to get one. Just saying.
Amen, Virginia. And absolutely, the thing of it is, all of this will kind of come to a head on April 8th. But the key thing is, everybody, it's what we're doing all these months before, changing our lives. And so the way I increasingly live my life is, if something happens, like, I mean, it'd be terrible if like I can't be there for some reason. I hate to even think about what that would be, but like, lean into that, whatever it is, just like, wow, that becomes part of our story. Like, maybe someone's going to get stuck in, Arizona on their way over. Well, that's part of our story. And so, like, just lean into all that. But if you've already changed your life, then all those little issues just kind of wash away. And so, Virginia, in terms of booking place, I think that's really wise. And also, just to give you guys a sense that, if so, I would imagine that if somebody needed to then cancel their place, that first of all, probably anyone in this community would want to grab it. But also, it could revert back. Like, I'm sure Airbnb will allow it, because I'll tell you that prices are going to go up, 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 up. And so these places will be prohibitive in, if they're even available, in 6 months from now. And so I don't think there's ever going to be an issue with being able to cancel, or like being penalized for canceling. So I wouldn't worry about that, like being stuck with that. But that said, if somebody is thinking of canceling in this region, we should figure out how to get another community member in that lodging, because it's
Mhm,
all going to get gobbled up. It's going to get gobbled up.
mhm.
And this is making me think. And so this is where we need an Eclipse committee, and we need a plan. And with, airline flights, all that's going to be really expensive. And I'm just kind of wondering if, like, so Virginia's in California, so is Anna Sewell. If, like, I'm just throwing it out as an idea, that and especially if people are traveling, like, just single, like single ladies traveling, that maybe we get a passenger van and start, in Central California, and take a little route out. Now that would be a long trip, and
It would.
but it would be a lot of fun. So anyway, so there could be some options like that that we could look into, because yeah, the flights will everything will be high,
I
everything.
could be
And
like, "Hey, honey, I'm gonna rent a van. I'll be gone for a month. See you later."
well, because that's kind of the reality of going, especially traveling both ways by car. It's
Yeah.
minimally like a 3-day trip.
And I
Yeah.
decided not to get a rental car because one of the people I'm staying with will have a vehicle because she's driving, at least one of them, maybe both. And it looked to me like it was about 45 minutes or something from the airport. And I just figured, I don't want to, because the rental car company closes at the airport, before I get off my flight, or the flights I was looking at. And so I just decided not to get a rental car because I figured y'all be around there. Somebody's gonna have a car and can come get me at Georgia. And I know Brenda said something the other day. So I just decided, a rental car isn't necessary and somebody will come and get me. And, I think we're all kind of like, I mean, when I looked at the couch in this Airbnb, I was like, somebody can sleep, maybe two people. It's a really nice, I would sleep on that couch. So, plus the place I have is on 20 acres. And so I might ask about possibly letting people camp there and see what she says. So who knows what can happen?
Yeah, so the having people camp there, so that, for a fee, like you'd say, like, could you open this up for just a few
Okay.
people or whatever, so
Mhm.
they're not, like, their property's not destroyed or whatever, and that they're also getting money for it. I think that's a great option. And they wouldn't have plumbing or whatever, but
Right.
potentially some access to your house. So
Oh,
there would
yeah.
be that
Right.
if you
That's
wanted. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is and in terms of the airport shuttle kind of thing, it's not as close as a half hour. It's like, the Branson Airport is more like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and then Little Rock is about 2 hours. But I'm sure that as it gets closer, we can also, not only are there the community members who might be able to jump in with, but I know we could get like the local young people to offer some kind of shuttle service that would be far cheaper than renting a car and that would allow more flexibility. So I
So
bet we
I
could.
looked into Boone County in Harrison Airport, Boone County Regional Airport.
Oh, flying into Harrison, okay, that is closer. I
Okay.
haven't even looked at flights into Harrison. That's great. Yeah.
Right. That's what came up. I mean, when I, did my search. I haven't, like I said, I haven't booked it yet, but there's definitely some flights there.
Yeah, Harrison to especially, like, the northern part of St. Joe is really yeah, that might be 30 minutes. Cool,
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah.
I need to look into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the Branson Airport and the Little Rock Airport are, like, the bigger ones that are closer to all this. Yeah.
Okay.
Because just to clarify to people, the Harrison Airport is, um, I don't know, the Harrison metro area, the population is, I mean, it's not a lot. I don't know. But
Mhm.
but Anna, it's probably like the Visalia Airport, that kind of size, which here in California, Visalia is what, 130,000 people. And for our airports, I mean, that's a small airport. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like I would fly out of Ontario. It's probably a lot like that size. So,
Oh, it's probably a lot smaller. Yeah.
oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
but that's the one that came up. So
Cool.
I'm, yeah. Well,
That's
we'll see.
great.
I'm
Yeah,
still in the
that's great.
process. Yeah. Lots of
Well,
plans.
what's your big goal, Virginia?
Well, so my big goal is to hike, to twirl, to ride horseback, to zip line. Brenda, I am not jumping out of a plane with you, but I love you. But I want a zip line. I really want a zip line there. So, I have not really ever kayaked or done anything like that, but for me, the big goal here is to see all of you in person and give you big hugs more than anything and just have the biggest party we can for a week, with no alcohol or extra food. That will be interesting. So I'm just so looking forward to just, my husband said after I told him what I was going to do, he's like, "Oh, that'd be really good for you to get to see your friends in person." I said, "You're right." He knows, how important you guys are to me. So it's good.
Awesome. Awesome. Linda, do you have a big goal for April?
I need those, Teresa.
Well, I do. The whole idea of a year off has been so encouraging to me because I've struggled with, well, what is my big goal? And now that I've been thinking about it, I hope to be there digitally with you, but I want to be able to go visit my grandchildren and my daughter's family in Colorado and hike up a mountain without being as winded as I have been before when I tried with as many stops. And I think that I can accomplish that within a year.
Hmm.
And then the second part of that is I want to go into my doctor's office and just have him completely take me off all medications for the
Hmm.
first time in years and years and years. And the third goal is that I don't want food to control me anymore. I want to be in control of food and to eat to live and not live to eat. And the bear community has given me that. I haven't had that outlook for 50 years. And then I'm going to put in a plug for the hub because the hub has encouraged me every day to get off my behind and go walk as my project, rather than come up with an excuse that it's too hot, I'm too tired, it's an amazing group of people that are just encouraging, no matter what your situation, if you've slunk down into a hole or backslid or something terrible has happened, it's a very supportive group, and it's just amazing. Friends for life.
Thank you, Linda. And I'm so excited about your Colorado vision. And that's amazing. And as for the hub, so anyone who's in the deep den now, just so you know, in 1 hour and a half, you can meet in the project hub. So at the top of the hour next, we're discussing our getting into the zone in June in the deep den. But then we go to project hubs and we're in there daily at 10 a.m. Pacific, and also Tuesday, Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific. And they look a lot like this. In fact, on this YouTube channel, there's a little sample of what it's like from about 2 weeks ago, I think. But it's very much like this. And we meet and say like what we're doing that day for a project, and then break off and do the projects. And so that's what Linda's referring to, that she goes out and walks for her project. But I often clean my house for my project, which needs it desperately still always. And so, yeah, it's like it's a touch point, and it's nice to just be able to like see other human beings. And I've missed the hub because I've been gone, and I always come away like so happy that I had done it. It's wonderful. So it's part of the Deep Den, the Deep Den is a community funded membership area at Eat Like a Bear. Community funding meaning you pay for it. So anyway, okay. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Now I know Brenda is traveling from Florida to Arkansas in April. But our bigger question for Brenda is, what is your big goal? So Arkansas or no Arkansas, what are you going to be doing in April, Brenda?
Okay, my son has finally told me that he's tired of hearing about Arkansas. I think I got to talk about it a lot. For Mother's Day, got Eclipse glasses, which make me totally blind if I put them on. But I told him that's what I wanted. And I have been just getting ready. And when I get there, I know Jennifer likes waterfalls. So I want to walk some waterfalls with Jennifer. And I'm just like, man, I want to do it all. Are you kidding? I want to get small enough to be on that horse with Ellen. I plan to be zip lining, and I know I'm going to talk Virginia into jumping out that airplane with me one of these days. It's a lot of fun. It really is. But I haven't had very many people take a bite of that apple yet.
I will do it with you, Brenda.
Yes.
I think now I'm scared a little bit because I've never done it. Did you guys know Brenda has done it before? Is everyone else like really impressed at that point? Because I am.
It's an amazing feeling. It is awesome. It really is. You turn into Superman for a little while.
Oh.
Ellen!
Now, what's funny is, what if Ellen's is responding to something entirely different, and now like we're all like, Ellen's jumping out too.
No, she said she will.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and Jennifer says, Virginia and I will watch you jump out. So, and Georgia.
It's an experience you will never forget. The crazy will rule the world.
Oh, so now Susan asks, where are you flying into? So is this for April? So you could fly into Little Rock or Branson, or apparently Harrison. So Harrison is much closer. It's a smaller airport. So depending on, the airlines and the availability, Harrison would be highly convenient. So
we're driving from Florida. So
yeah. And that's good because you're going to have your car, and that'll end up being great. But Allison says, I'm impressed, but I won't be joining joining you. Allison, I think, means jumping, because Allison, everyone's joining us for the Eclipse, either in person or digitally. But let me scroll up, because Allison asked earlier, she says, sorry, where is this post and link? And I think this was in reference to the lodging discussion in the Facebook group, and it's on the description of this YouTube video. So if you're looking for lodging for the Eclipse, go in there, and you're going to have to hunt around a little bit. Like it's going to be a bit of a hustle, but now's the time to do it for sure. So, but Brenda, that's exciting. There is zip lining not too far. So, because this whole area is very rural, and there's a town called Mountain View, and I know some people are staying in Mountain View. And so that would be another one of those things that it's like out there a little bit, but we'll probably be going into Mountain View in our itinerary. And I'm sure we will. They have zip lining at the state park, has the Ozark Folk Center. And on that campus, they have a really nice craft village. They have an auditorium. They might be having some activities. We'll see what they end up with as it gets closer. But they also have a zip line there. And so I can imagine that we will spend a day, maybe two, I don't know, in Mountain View as well. So someone wanting to stay in Mountain View, that would be a really good option. There's a good bit of lodging. I mean, considering it's all rural and small, there's a good amount in Mountain View as well. So that would be a really cool option. So, and it has your zip lining, Brenda. So, let's see. So, Allison had said, "I'm impressed, but I won't be joining you." And I said, "Now you mean in the jumping?" And she clarifies, "I meant jumping out of a perfectly serviceable aircraft." Very good, Allison. You make a strong point in your statement.
We use parachutes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and so Susan is asking about Memphis. So the Memphis airport would be about a 5-hour drive into this part of Ozarks, which could be a very good possibility. We just flew, like we were just in Arkansas. We flew into Dallas. It's 6.5 hours, which the only reason we did it is just for prices. Prices everywhere else were unbelievable this past week. It was like $1,200 round trip. It's against my religion. I mean, completely. But we were able to get some into Dallas for like 300 round trip. And so we said, okay, well, we'll do that. It was such a hard trip. My dad's 83 and he was so tired. And Kimberly, my sister, and I both went. And so we were shepherding him, and that was our focus, and doing it out of Dallas made it a little more complicated, but it's how we were able to do it. So, yep. And, all right. Yes. So I just came on. What a surprise to see so many of you. So we're doing more live videos just like this with people coming backstage and joining us. And let me give a shout out too, before we hear other big goals, to our we're starting to record video interviews. And so Georgia's just got posted on Saturday. And anyone who would like to be interviewed, we're kind of getting in the groove of that. And please let me know. I'm excited to we're working on like getting the format in place and getting the editing in place. So I see these episodes too as like, these are our practice. And so there's kind of no pressure. Like however they come out, I think they're going to be perfect. And we're learning from each one, just like on the technical side and how we manage all this. And so I've said too, like, don't think of this as like, that's the only time we'll ever interview Georgia. That was our wonderful practice interview with Georgia, which is a great interview. So I'm excited. And I love those interviews. Those interviews just supercharge me. I'm excited for us to just interview everybody and to just get a system where we can more efficiently just get them onto YouTube. My view for that is that we end up with, because George's interview was 45 minutes. And then the first one was me. I don't know if it's really an interview, but that was like an hour. And so my thought is if we have episodes that are that long, and these are long old episodes on YouTube, that this is like the binge content when we're down and out, maybe laid up, and we just need something that's going to fill our hearts a little bit more. That's like not a donut. You know what I'm saying? This is our content for that. So that's that. I'm excited to film it because I feel like it fills my heart as we film it. And then the idea that it's out there for us for any day that we need it. And so that's what we're doing. So anyone who wants to be interviewed, please let me know because let's do it. Kathleen asks, what days should we choose for lodging? And so I am already, let me say a little bit about this. I have nailed my lodging down for starting Thursday. So the 8th is a Monday. What Thursday is what, the 4th or something? Thursday night through Wednesday night. And so a 1 week of lodging for me will very likely have activities all those days. I don't expect everybody to be at all of those days necessarily. People can jump in when they can, but I would encourage everybody to put some distance between your travel days and that Monday of the eclipse, because it will be crazy. And also something to keep in mind, if you get a cabin, say like Friday through Tuesday, I am sure the prior Thursday, Wednesday, or whatever, like the days on either side of that are not going to get taken, not anytime soon. And so you could probably always add days. But so I would just, take a guess at the core number of days that you want, and then we can kind of just go from there. But yeah, I'm there for at least 7 nights, and that starts with the Thursday night before the eclipse, I believe, or maybe it's Wednesday night. I have to check, but it's seven nights leaving Wednesday. Someone do the calendar math on that, but it's leaving Wednesday or Thursday. Sorry, I should check. I will check. I'll check, Kathleen, I promise. Okay. Susan is asking, what is a hub? So we're all coming out of the deep den right now for this special live video. And this is like, we're using our it's kind of like insider vocabulary or whatever. So we have a paid membership area called the Deep Den, and we do have daily get-togethers where it's very much like this, and we're chatting and talking about the projects that we're about to do. Maybe it's some kind of craft, maybe it's cleaning your house, maybe it's going on a walk, and it's Brady Bunch style, just like this. It's in Zoom, and it's just a great way to just hang with like-minded people who are focused on the same goal. And so that's in the Deep Den. And that's what we're referring to. Let's see. Cammie. Oh, okay. So you'd love to do a video story. Okay. So what we're going to need, because I don't know if we have your story written. And if we don't, go to the den and just email support@eatlikeabear.com. But we want you to post a little bit about your story so that we're ready. So we kind of know something about you before the interview starts. And then probably I'll ask you to do like an internet speed check, and that's very simple. And I'll put instructions up for that so that, so we know that we're ready and we can manage it. So let's see. Tina says, love Georgia's interview. She's a powerhouse. Yes, teeing up for Georgia. Georgia, your big goal for April. What is it, girl?
We live out in the woods, and we have down a private road. And this road I've wanted to walk this road so desperately. And I was doing fairly well. Well, now I thought was a hip injury, now is a back injury. And so that has prevented me from that. So I'm hoping that is my goal, to walk down that road and to be able to get all the way down. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So, and I just want to say, if there's a caravan going from California to Arkansas, I'm going to leave Texas and drive to California so I can ride with y'all to Arkansas. So, I want to be a part of that caravan.
Okay, Georgia, you're crazy. but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we are going to do. So I don't know how we would organize that at this point, but wouldn't that be the craziest, funnest thing we could do? Like a big rolling slumber party or something. So anyway,
but it's going to be a good trip. I'm making the trip by myself. It's an 8-hour drive from where we live in Central Texas, and I'm looking forward to it. And if I need to pick anybody up from the airport, I'm available.
All right. So thank you, Georgia, our powerhouse. So, and Allison's asking the dates. I just looked it up and now I've already forgotten, because I'd love to hear. So Anna, what about, Brenda, what you got?
Ours is rented from the 4th to the 9th.
Okay, I'm gonna just, let me look over at a calendar. The 4th is a Thursday to the 9th is a Tuesday.
Monday.
I think that's great because like I said, if in the end you decide you wanted another day on either side of that, I bet it's available and I wouldn't even worry about it. So yeah, that's awesome. And the 4th is a, let me see,
Thursday.
Thursday through Tuesday. And so again, I think that's great. I think the only thing is that when it gets down to it, Brenda might be wanting to stay until the 10th. Just because I mean, there will be insane traffic late day on Monday, but then there will be a lot Tuesday. But it might not be that bad. So anyway, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. But we're all going to be
They're
just like,
of all the hills. I'm from Florida. I don't know about all those hills.
well, so it's not I'm from California where we have real elevation because the Ozarks are actually very short. And the highest elevation in the Ozarks is, I don't know, 1,200 or 1,500, which for here is just foothills, basically. So, yeah, I live at 3,500 feet. So, anywho, okay. And Allison is asking, how is the drive from Little Rock to St. Joe? Says it's 2 hours, but what are the roads like? Yeah, 2 hours, they're not bad, but it's like a 2-lane highway or, like a whatever that, 1 lane each side kind of a thing. But it's not like, a bunch of switchbacks or anything like that. It moves pretty nicely. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Lana. Okay, Lana's dad is having surgery this morning. So she says finally got set up in surgery. Okay. Oh, a valve replacement. Lana, my dad had a valve replacement. Okay, so we can talk, but it's a very big deal. But it was life-changingly positive for my dad, and so, but it is a difficult recovery. And so and it's a scary surgery. So Lana, I'm glad you popped in because just lean into all the support and as he gets through this. But it was a game changer for my dad, and just truly. And he had difficulty even walking 20 feet by the time he had the surgery, like with breathing and all of that. And I remember driving him down that morning and just thinking I'd seen his decline every day and like the progression. And by the time I had him in the car and I was driving him like 3 a.m. to get to the surgery on time, and because it's a complicated surgery. And I remember looking at him and thinking, I'm glad it was today and not tomorrow. That's how bad he was. And by about 2 months out, um, I mean, game changer. But it's difficult. You can't use your arms to like get out of a chair like this. You can't push with your arms. You have to use your legs. So there's a lot like that, and we can talk. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. And exactly things like this. This is where we want those success stories. So if Lana is in a difficult time of waiting through the surgery, that it would give her something to listen to, or like Lana's dad. He should be a member of Eat Like a Bear. He could be listening to it in his recovery. And that's what I'm hoping for as we build all these videos. I'm excited about it. So, yeah. And so on the Eclipse, Judy is bringing up the point about like the small roads. This is exactly going to be the issue, Judy, is that as everyone piles into the whole band of totality across places like Arkansas and Texas, where there's some seriously small towns through there, that those roads were not designed for like metro traffic. And so there will be a lot of bottlenecks, especially in the hours right after the eclipse. So yeah. And that's where we just have to just go with the flow and, try to just stay a little longer. So it's not even an issue. Yeah.
An
Hey,
entrepreneur could probably put together something for rentals on golf carts to get around. Because like we have a small community we used to live in, and everywhere you looked, somebody was driving around in a golf cart. And if it's going to be that congested, maybe some teenagers or somebody with, access could really set up a business and make a killing during the time that everybody's there. And it would clear up road space for cars.
That's a great idea because I could imagine people, because my sister's already talking about this specifically where she wants to view the eclipse, that it is some miles away from where her lodging is. And so how can she get there and back given the traffic? But yeah, some guy with a motorcycle, like, hey, $50, zip, zip, zip. It could make a lot of money going back and forth and around the region. Yeah, so I think ideas like that, especially as things that get closer, could be great. Yeah, though there's no, we've asked, there's no like ATV rentals or anything like that in the region. So because I think most people have them, it's one of those things that like all the locals have them, and a lot of vacationers bring them in. Will bring them in. They even have a ATV race or ride or something. They have like regular things where you bring it, your off-road vehicle and caravan together through these trails or whatever else. So they've got a total culture of that, but no rentals. So yeah. Okay. So let's see. Anasul, your big goal.
My big goal is to have stamina enough to dance for an hour and to party with the bears all week. I want that stamina. And I mean, the picture I get in my mind is me running. I mean, I don't know if I'm going on an airplane or how I'm going to get there, but my vision is when I ran through an airport before, and I just want to be able to do that with ease. Yeah. And a smile. Maybe I'll skip because I've been skipping.
Awesome. Awesome. So I'm realizing that we have in 7 minutes, we have our Deep Den live video. So you guys, not in the Deep Den, we do a regular live video at 9 a.m. So we're going to need to take a bio break, and we're going to get back in that. And so anyone in the Deep Den, you're going to find the video information in the water cooler. And anyone not, like next time it opens up, join us. It's amazing. It's great. It's a lot of just good, like human contact. And we talk a lot about psychology issues is a big focus of what we do. So, because there's books and stuff on the what to eat. And this is more like, how do we keep eating that every single day and be happy with it and be happy with our lives, like as the whole package. So that's the thing. And so I'm giving a little report on the food of Arkansas and all that. So, and let's see. Lana's dad doesn't sound like a natural bear. So she's saying that he lives on coffee, as do I, and cookies, and no rabbit food. Okay, yeah. So, but anyway, let's all send positive thoughts to Lana's father right now. He's in surgery. It is a major, major surgery. And Lana, when they have him in the recovery and it looks like he's hooked up to the NASA Space Center, don't be concerned, because that's what they do. And that's totally normal. And they're just monitoring everything. And so, but it is a major game-changingly positive surgery. So all of the very best positive thoughts to Lana and Lana's mom and Lana's dad. And so you guys, I'll see you all. Let's say we're at 9:03. Okay, give me just a few. I need more coffee. And I'll see you all soon. Everybody, go check out the lodging links. Oh, also, I think I added to this video a TikTok link. If you have like general questions for me, go ask them on TikTok, because I've been posting on there, and it's a good place. I'll do a video response to questions, especially the what to eat types of questions. Okay, and so we'll see you all there. And Jennifer says she's been praying, Lana, for you and your dad. Okay, so you guys, everyone take care. Love you guys. What a great, I am so excited about the eclipse and about April. And we will get all these details worked out and figure out how we're going to just do all of it. But in the meantime, we're completely crushing everything. Okay. All righty. You guys take care, and see y'all soon. Bye-bye.